There is something on your windowsill. It arrived sometime in the past hour, or yesterday, or the week before, moving with a flat, unhurried patience across the glass. It is shield-shaped and mottled, approximately the size of your thumbnail. Its back a texture of hammered bronze and brown that is not entirely unremarkable if you allow yourself a real look. You have not allowed yourself a real look. You have already started thinking about the nearest paper towel. Stop. Before you do anything, stop. What you are about to do will not solve your problem. I want to be direct about that. Crushing the insect on your windowsill will make your situation worse. Not better, not dramatically, not all at once, but over the course of this season and every season that follows. Today we are going to look at why, and when we are done, you will know exactly what to do instead. What you are looking at is the brown marmorated stink bug, Haliomorpha hales, a member of the family Pentatamidae, the shield bugs, native to East Asia and first documented in North America in the late 1990s in Allentown, Pennsylvania, almost certainly arriving as a stowaway in cargo. It has since spread to nearly every state in the continental United States, into Canada, across Europe. It is an invasive species. It causes real damage to fruit crops and vegetables, apples, peaches, tomatoes, peppers, and a long list of others. None of that is in dispute. But the stink bug on your windowsill right now is not doing any of those things. And what she is actually doing, why she is in your home, what she wants, what will happen if you leave her alone, is almost nothing like what most people assume. It is cold outside. That is the entire explanation. She is a cold-blooded insect that cannot regulate her own body temperature, and as temperatures dropped through late summer and autumn, she began searching for an overwintering site, a location where she can enter a state called diapause, a metabolic slowdown that allows her to survive winter, without starving or freezing. Your home, with its consistent interior warmth and its network of sheltered gaps and wall voids, is an ideal candidate. She is not eating your walls. She is not chewing through insulation or tunneling into wood beams. She does not bite. She does not sting. She has no interest in your food, your pantry, or your family. There is no disease she carries, no venom she deploys, no structural consequence to her presence. A stink bug in your wall void causes no harm to your household whatsoever. What she is doing, and what you cannot see from your side of the window, is something worth understanding. Stink bugs do not find overwintering sites by wandering at random until they stumble into a warm gap. They find them using chemistry. Male Haliomorpha hales produce an aggregation pheromone, a blend of volatile sesquiterpene compounds that drifts on air currents and functions as a long-range beacon to other members of the species. When a stink bug detects that signal and moves toward its source, it adds its own chemical signature on arrival. The signal intensifies, others follow. In natural settings, rocky outcrops, cliff faces, hollow trees, this mechanism can produce aggregations numbering in the thousands at a single site. In a residential neighborhood, the same mechanism operates at a smaller and more personal scale. Your home, if it offers a gap large enough for a stink bug to enter, and a gap the diameter of a pencil is sufficient, can become one of those aggregation sites. A stink bug finds the gap, marks the site chemically, and other stink bugs following the same pheromone trail in the same season and in seasons to come follow that same entry point. Once your home has been enrolled in this chemical registry, that enrollment persists. The gap in your window frame that let in the first one is right now still open, and outside, other stink bugs are following the same invisible road toward it. Your house is on the list. The instinct is to start killing. A bug appears on the curtain, you crush it. Another appears on the windowsill, you reach for the paper towel. This feels like management. It is not management. The stink bugs you are finding inside your home are the visible fraction of a much larger aggregation, occupying your wall voids and attic spaces, and the ones you cannot see are not deterred by the fate of the ones you can. They are operating on a chemical signal that predates your reaction and is not influenced by it. And then there is what happens when you do the crushing. When you crush a stink bug, the scent glands located on its thorax rupture and release a blend of organic compounds, primarily trans-2-decenal and related aldehydes, that are detectable by humans at concentrations far below 1 part per million. The smell is often described as a combination of cilantro and burning rubber, and it does not dissipate quickly. It embeds in fabric, in plaster, in wood. One crushed against your curtain can leave that room carrying the smell for days. Those chemical compounds are not a deterrent to other stink bugs. They are directed at predators, not at members of the same species. And so the crush bug on your windowsill sends no warning to anything that will change your situation. It simply marks the location with a persistent smell and leaves the entry point exactly as open as it was a moment before. The bug you crushed on your curtain last week is still making that curtain smell. The gap it came through is still there. The next bugs that find that gap will not stop at the smell. Let that settle for a moment. And you have been reaching for the paper towel all autumn. Every stink bug you have crushed this season has accomplished nothing except introducing an unpleasant smell while leaving the aggregation intact, the pheromone trail functional, and the entry point open. It is not invading your home in any meaningful sense. It is surviving inside it. That distinction matters because the solution to one of those problems looks completely different from the solution to the other. The answer has never been on the end of a paper towel. It has always been in the walls. What eliminates a stink bug problem, genuinely, measurably, across multiple seasons, is physical exclusion. A single afternoon spent on the entry points that matter, worn weather stripping on exterior doors, gaps where utility lines enter the foundation, deteriorating caulk along window frames and siding edges, openings around air conditioning units and vent screens with mesh too coarse to stop an insect the size of your thumbnail. No spray reaches those gaps as reliably as a tube of silicone does. No trap catches what never enters. Seal the entry points, and the aggregation pheromone has no address to lead to. The bugs outside find another site. The bugs already inside, the ones in your wall voids right now, emerge in spring when rising temperatures end their diapause and they begin searching for the way out. Most of them find it. The ones that do not die quietly inside the wall, with no consequence to anything in your home. For the bugs that make it inside before you seal, capture, do not crush. A stink bug in a cool room is a slow and sluggish stink bug. Slide her gently onto a card or into a jar, take her outside, and put her down somewhere away from the foundation. If temperatures are at or near freezing, she will stop moving where you set her and stay there. There is one more thing worth knowing. In its native range in East Asia, the brown marmorated stink bug does not cause the agricultural disruption it has caused in North America. The reason is a parasitic wasp, Trisulcus japonicus, an insect so small it is invisible at casual glance, that finds stink bug egg masses on the undersides of plant leaves and does something precise and relentless. She moves across the clutch of barrel-shaped eggs methodically, locating each one by chemical detection, and with a slender ovipositor she inserts her own egg directly inside. One after the next, working down the row until the entire clutch has been parasitized. The stink bug eggs look unchanged when she is done. But inside each one, a wasp larva is already developing, consuming the stink bug embryo from within. When the eggs would have hatched into nymphs, wasps emerge instead. In some regions of Asia, this parasitoid accounts for the majority of stink bug egg mortality each season. It is the biological mechanism that has kept this insect from overwhelming its home continent for millions of years. Trisulcus japonicus has now established populations in North America. In some states through deliberate biocontrol programs, in others through natural dispersal following its host, it has been detected across the eastern United States and is expanding into new regions each year. Research tracking its spread suggests it is finding and parasitizing stink bug egg masses with increasing efficiency. It is doing this work right now, in gardens and on the ornamental shrubs around foundations like yours. And if you have responded